Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for all your simulation release news from the week that was. Alrighty, we're going to get started today by working on the permanent Y. So we've got a few releases this week, but not on Steam. So the guys over at Just Flight in their sort of terrestrial themselves, in their terrestrial subsidiary Just Trains, have released four sceneries, or four routes have been added for Train Simulator 2016. These are available from either direct from your from the Just Flight website, but not available on Steam. Interesting enough, I'm not sure whether we'll see them on Steam at a future point, but for now it is available from Just Flight directly or from Sim Market. So the first route that we've got is so we've got a couple of routes in Scotland. So the first one is the Scottish East Coast Main Line. So the main line here is goes along the east coast of Scotland. It's been touted as the most scenic rail journey in the United Kingdom, which is very interesting. So essentially, you start sort of just near Edinburgh, by the foot of the castle, all the way through to Haymarket, and you go through a variety of little townships, including going across the Firth of Forth, going across the Forth rail bridge. And having been there myself, it is a very impressive bridge. I've actually travelled on this rail route, which is an interesting thing when I saw this added. And I know I'm pretty horrible at train sim myself, but you know what? Could be something rather interesting for me to get. So there you go. It also includes it's going across a lot of the very iconic sort of places around there as well, including the Rosyth Naval Dockyards and also onwards to RAF Luchas as well, which is pretty cool as well, and onwards into the city of Dundee. So the route even goes beyond that. So it is pretty damn detailed, and looking at the video and looking at the screenshots from the release, it does look pretty cool. It is apparently based on around the 2006-2007 period as well. And includes 23 stations and about 120 miles of track. It comes with 16 scenarios, some specific to Just Trains, and some sort of just generic ones as well, just sort of generic free roaming scenarios. There is an interesting side note on this and other releases as well, that you need European Loco and Asset Pack and US Loco and Asset Pack installed, which you do need to pick up from Dovetail Games via the Steam client. So something just to be aware of. You may need to get the full experience. The onwards from their releases, so we've got the second release for Scotland from Just Trains is the East Coast Main Line that runs from London to Edinburgh and up through Aberdeen. So it goes going all the way from Newcastle, all the way up to this particular route. Always runs from Newcastle all the way through to Edinburgh. This one is you've got about 20 odd stations as well in this one. Looks pretty cool, and again about 125 miles of track. So yeah, you get 21 stations with this one, which is pretty cool. You've got 13 scenarios in this one, so 9 standard 4 free roam scenarios are included in this one. Interesting enough that you can use it says that again most of the scenarios can be done using default train sim stock, but you do need a couple of extra trains if you do want to experience all of the scenarios as they're intended, which is pretty cool as well. And as I said, it's got an interesting history with this one, with the full length. Obviously, not this is only a section of it, but the full East Coast Main Line that goes all the way from London is nearly 400 miles long, and is being considered like an artery of transportation for the permanent way. And funnily enough, the A1 trunk road for cars essentially runs parallel to it for much of its distance. And as I said, this particular section, 125 miles of track going from Newcastle to Edinburgh, looks again pretty damn detailed. And again, as before, it is noted that you do need to have the European Loco and Asset Pack to make sure that everything displayed correctly. Alright, and the next release, and again the third of their 4-track releases. So we've got the Kyle line, or Inverness to Kyle of Lochhallish. Now, I'm sure I've pronounced that wrong, so for Scottish viewers out there, I do apologise for that one. This route is about 83 miles long, 17 stations as well, and an absolutely stunning looking scenery and a great sort of trip into the Scottish Highlands. Again, I've spent a bit of time in this area, and it is absolutely beautiful and looking pretty damn detailed as well, so looking nice to this one. and it's one of those routes that looks like it's, you can do a bit of relaxing along and actually enjoying that through this one as well. Again, as before, we've got a lot of cross compatibility with other add-ons as well, and to get all of the things that you want to be able to have, you do need to have some extra add-ons and add-on trains and whatever, but it does have 8 reskins of the default Class 37 locomotive that is included with that one as well, so there you go. And interesting enough, actually sort of boosts the dynamics and the behavior of the default train as well, which is pretty interesting for that one as well. Again, goes through a whole stack of scenarios as well. So we've got 17 stations, and we've got 16 scenarios in this one as well. For all the details, head over onto Just Flight and head onto your favorite flight sim retailer, or train sim retailer in this case. And finally, we've got the West Somerset Railway Lines add-on as well. So this one is what's called a sort of a heritage line. So it's only about 20 miles of route. This one, but it's designed to sort of very much fit the era of, this is very, this is where steam trains really excel. This one, this is not about all these electric and diesel routes. No, this is about steam trains and actual sort of their power, and sort of harking back to those days. You get 14 scenarios with this one, again, as well as the 20 miles of track, and a really stunningly detailed part of the English countryside is included in this one as well, and looking pretty cool. This one is based on a fairly modern time, so this is about 2015. This is about the imageries of this one is based on, but as I said, it still has that feel of sort of like 1950s rail, because of the fact that it is a heritage rail line for that reason, and it is fully licensed from the West Somerset Railway Company as well. So there you go. So alright, so that wraps up the routes for that one. On that one, so as I said, fully available now from Just Flight's website, or from Sim Market. I believe it's on Sim Market. It's on Sim Market. It might be available on other retailers. I'm not sure about that one, but currently not available on Steam. As I said, probably just worth checking out to make sure that you got all the things that you need to make sure you display it correctly if you are looking at grabbing this one to expand your train simulation empire. Alrighty, moving off the permanent way and into the skies now. So we're going to start off with heading over to X-Plane. So X-Plane 10. So the guys over at Aerosoft have continued their X-Plane 10 juggernaut of releases this week with another airport for X-Plane 10. So this one we've got Santiago International Airport. So Santiago, it's a very dense airport, and it looks like the guys at Aerosoft have actually captured this one pretty well. So they've got a huge amount of they've managed to fit a huge amount of detail in here. So just not just the airside stuff as well, but they've also custom done a lot of the external, a lot of the off-apron stuff as well, including all the way down to when the O'Higgins amusement park has been fully animated. So like everything's there. Like the first one, that's pretty damn cool and really interesting, the fact that they've actually gone through that one. And they've actually put some animated airport vehicles and some AI and some AI traffic in there as well, which is really interesting. I actually thought that was one of the issues with X-Plane, was the sort of issues with AI traffic. So interesting that that's been customized and put in this one as well, and again, just beautifully detailed and very accurate for the area in Chile. So looking pretty damn spectacular. So definitely something to look at to update your X-Plane 10 experience, and fully compatible with both the standard and with the X-Plane 10 and X-Plane 10 Steam Edition versions, 64-bit. So there you go. That is available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alright, leaving the world of X-Plane and moving on to the land of the ESP platforms, so into FSX and P3D. So we've got a few releases this week. So the guys over at Just Sim, not to be confused with the guys at Just Flight, the guys at Just Sim have released General Costa Brava Airport, so a Spanish airport there in the northeastern area of Catalonia. So looking pretty cool. So this is 12 kilometers from Girona City. It sort of services Barcelona and the Pyrenees area quite well. Lots and lots of movements through here for traffic, so very much a comfortable airport to fly in, no matter what you want to fly in, whether you want to fly in something big or something small. You can have plenty of time on this one as well. What's pretty cool again about this one, and I'm really liking the fact that more and more developers and companies are actually doing this as well, is the fact that they're not just focusing on just the airport, they're going into the surrounding area as well. And in this case is no exception. So Girona Airport here has not only got the airport itself, but it's also got over 150 square kilometers of photorealistic scenery to cover the area around it as well. The fully customized ground and runway textures and very high-res building textures as well, so making it look absolutely spectacular. And they're toting that they've manually and hand placed over 5,500 of the autogen objects where they're going to pop up. They've manually done that. That's insane. I don't think even Orbix airports go to that kind of detail. So this is really impressive. They also tout that it is optimized. Although it is available for FSX, it is actually looks like it is optimized for P3D version 3 as well. By leveraging a lot of the rain and glass reflections and actions and interplay that we've been able to see now with Lockheed Martin's prepared 3D version 3, which we've been a bit lacking in FSX and for a number of years now. But it started making a comeback in P3D version 3. And it's nice to see a developer actually leveraging off all the new technology and all the new features that are featured in Lockheed Martin's prepared 3D. So this one is available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alright, continuing on, back again with Aerosoft. Aerosoft, after releasing their X-Plane 1, have also released one for FSX and P3D today. They've released Sacramento Airport, so Sacramento International Airport, in Northwest California. So, two-runway airport, this one. It's, again, looking not too bad. A little blocky. In fact, actually, I kind of think that this one's this time, the X-Plane one kind of looks a bit better. But anyway, but yeah, those releases still looking pretty impressive. Again, I'm really liking the fact that they've actually leveraged on the interior modelling of buildings and not just the exterior one as well. What's kind of cool and kind of interesting is that they seem, I'm not sure whether it's just a trick or not, but it seems to have the monorail actually seems to be animated as well. If it is, props to you guys. You guys rock for doing that. That is really, really well done. Very impressed if you guys have actually achieved that, and actually it is in the in the sim. I'm very impressed with you guys if you get this one. I'm sort of seeing mixed things about that. If you got it in, awesome. If you didn't, at least you tried. Again, I've got night and seasonal textures for this one, so it will change with the scenes, with the scenery, and with the seasons and the scenery. So the scenery will change with the seasons, rather. And again, got compatible with their configuration tool. High detailed models of the buildings, interior and exterior. Again, as we saw, as we've seen in some of the video here, and looking absolutely beautiful with the volumetric grass, and fully compatible with FDX Global as well. Interesting, they have put a note on here as well that while it is compatible across the range, they are working through some issues for P3D version 3 at the moment, so something to be aware of if you are a version 3 user. Again, this one is available from your favorite flight sim retailer now. Alright, so continuing on with more scenery. A lot of scenery releases this week. So it didn't see much last week, but this week, wow, it's all just come out of nowhere. So we've got OFX Simulation have released Bourget Airport in France. So it's a small little airport, sort of primarily sort of serving a bit of GA, but serving as a it's mainly what happens on the airport site, but not necessarily the aircraft that this particular airfield is known for. So it's MBDA's, which is the world's second largest producer of missile weaponry, is actually home has its home here and its main manufacturing plant here at this particular airport. So although we don't see a lot of stuff coming through here, you won't see you won't see a lot of your big airliners. You see a lot of very varied traffic coming through and a few transports coming through here, and you see quite a variety of traffic, and they've done that quite well here as well, with a nice mix of sort of like the military and civilian static aircraft to be present on the field. Beautiful looking scenery when it comes to the 3D, the night lighting actually, especially the tower looks kind of cool. Though interesting enough, I was reading, having an article, a news feature by the guys over at Air Daily X, who mentioned that the fact that they've used photoreal for the taxiways and the apron That's something that most developers learnt not to do quite a while ago, and a bit odd that these guys have brought that out. So yeah, that's an interesting choice of them to do. Otherwise, it looks pretty damn spectacular from the screenshots. But yeah, just a little. I think it might be let down by that photoreal use of photoreal for the taxiways and the aprons there. I think that might be a yeah, might let them down a little bit, but still looking not too bad. So if you're looking for somewhere to add to an extra to fly to in France, this might be the one for you to grab. Available at your favourite flight sim retailer now. Continuing in France as well, we've got the guys over at France VFR. So France VFR, they've been around for a while. They primarily focus on doing photoreal scenery of of France. Funnily enough, yeah, hence France VFR. So you can do VFR flying with photoreal scenery. But this time around, they've released an airport pack. So they've released 10 airports to be able to work for. In France, so a lot of mostly sort of fairly smaller airports, and yeah, looking not too bad. So an interesting little one, and €30, steep price, but at the same time you're also getting 10 airports, so yeah, not too bad. So there you go. So this should be interesting. Again, it's fairly limited in terms of its screenshots that are available at the moment. But yeah, if you're enjoying wanting something different, to want to add a bit more to your experience flying around France, probably something to consider looking at. So again, this is available at your favourite flight sim retailer now. Alright, and once more, still another airport released out this week, so this time from the guys over at Orbix. So the guys over at Orbix have released another airport for their European Norway scenery. So this is Sandin Airport. So this is from one of the Orbix developers, Andreas Hagi. So he's contributed to several other airports out of the Orbix library. And this one is his first one in a while, but this one is looking pretty cool. Interesting enough, it's sort of right on a it's sort of situated in a fairly interesting place. It's sort of surrounded by very steep mountains and right on the edge of a field. What's interesting to note is the fact that Sandane is on the 2009 list of the world's 17 scariest runways. So. Yeah, kind of cool that we can actually now experience that in this beautiful, detailed scenery that we have from Orbix at Sandine Airport. Again, a detailed rendition of the area, very high res use of the photoreal for the surrounding area, including the town of Sandine itself. Includes the couple of fields around it as well, which is nice to know. No details on exactly how far the photoreal, especially for the area, goes, but I guess we'll find out when we get to a few more people with it. And again, looking pretty damn amazing with their custom terrain mesh as always, and of course the integration with all the fun things that Orbix has with their object, people, and texture flow as well. So, looking quite nice, and this is available now from the Flight Sim store. Alrighty, so moving finally out of scenery releases this week, we'll move on to aircraft release. So we've had a major update this time. So the guys over at Aerosoft are featuring a lot this week, aren't they, in the news? So Aerosoft have released a major update for their F-14X, and essentially have relaunched it as the extended edition, which is a free update for all existing owners of the F-14X from Aerosoft. Otherwise, you are able to, if you're coming in new, you'll be able to get to all this fun new stuff as well. So I'm not going to go into the list, but let's just put it mildly, the list of updates they've done are pretty damn huge, and these aren't just bug fixes either. Like, there's a lot of, they've overhauled whole sections of the aircraft as well. They've overhauled a whole heap of the gauges as well. They've made things a lot more interesting. They've gone back to the drawing board with some of the lighting systems and some of the radar and the way the sort of, the stuff under the hood of the aircraft works, to actually make it more efficient and more authentic with that one as well. Gone back to speaking with some of the Tomcat drivers and actually just sort of getting more feedback with that one from them. So looking pretty damn amazing. They've also extensively reworked its compatibility with TacPack to bring it more in line with what it was actually operationally compatible of. And again, that looks really damn amazing. Added a whole heap more features to the Rio's position as well. So, I really impressed that they've done such. Not just didn't just do like a tiny patch. They've really gone into a huge whole huge increase of this one as well. So that's pretty damn cool. So there you go. So yes, that is available. As I said, if you're already an owner of the F14X from Aerosoft, this is a free update. Just log into your store account and re-download the installer. Otherwise, if you're new to the Aerosoft F14X, this is a brilliant time to pick it up. It really is. It is an absolutely brilliant time to pick it up as well. Alrighty, in releases this week for aircraft, so we've got Carinado. So Carinado have brought the Cessna 525A Citation CJ2 has been brought to the Carinado stable and is now fully available across all of the ESP range as well, and looking pretty damn impressive. So again, like we come to expect from Carinado, of course we see some absolutely amazing work that they do. So we've got the very high detailed textures as well. And just looking pretty damn impressive. We've got beautiful sound set, again coming with a NovaWrap October 2013 database, and fully updatable with if you do have a NovaWrap subscription. Beautifully detailed set of the ProLine 21 system in here, which I'll be honest, I still struggle with it, but you know, I'm slowly getting my way around it with the 850, slowly getting my way with it, so you know, I should be able to be master of it one day. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, but again, absolutely beautiful done. It's complete with a. It's one of the things that they're praising for this one is the fact that they actually got the GPU simulation complete with the voltage indicator as well. And it, again, like the 850, is available with the complete internals as well. So you can actually go strolling through your cabin and actually experience some of the luxury of these business jets, of this particular business jet at altitudes. There you go. That is now available from Carinado directly or from your favorite flight sim retailer. And lastly, the guys over at VRS, have sort of now announced that their latest update to their VRS TAC Pack, it does make it compatible with P3D version 3. So finally, for those of us who got rid of our version 2, and went to version 3, and then found that we couldn't use TAC Pack, now we can use TAC Pack. So it is a new update. So you will need to, I believe you will need to download a new installer from your account. So just log into your account via the VRS simulation website to download. And again, if you are looking at grabbing this one, if you like blowing things up in FSX or P3D, or if you always wanted to, VRS is kind of the way to go. It's absolutely stunningly detailed, and their super buggy is also just stupidly amazing. It really is. So there you go. And again, as I said, that is available now from the guys over at VRS Simulations. Alright folks, well that does wrap up the NovaWrap for this week. Thanks very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these news videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, don't forget you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook, on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.